Tom Trent.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the coaches and players involved in our championship game this afternoon. First, for the Raiders of Notre Dame High School in Quincy, with a perfect record of 29-0, the head coach, Marvin Smith. Number 13, Terry Glansman. Number 23, Annette Speckart. Number 25, Ellen Venverlo. Number 33, Ann Rakers. Number 35, Jane Dusterhouse. Number 41, Kelly McKinney. Number 51, April Gerlich. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Notre Dame Raiders. At forward, a senior, 5'9", number 31, Kim Hessing. At forward, a junior, 5'10", number 43, Becky Winking.
Becky Winking, a 5'10" junior, experienced performer.
At center for the Raiders, a junior, 5'11", number 45, Susan Wellman.
Susan Wellman, good strength in the middle, 5'11".
At a guard, a junior, 5'6", number 11, Lori Vogel.
Shares the playmaking role, also can put it up on the outside.
And a guard for the Raiders, a senior, 5'8", number 21, Joyce Venverlo.
Joyce Venverlo, a 5'8" senior. Pretty good balanced ball club, isn't it, Ann, right from top to bottom?
And now, let's meet the Rockets of Rushville High School with a record of 29-2. The head coach of Rushville High School, Vicki Green. Number 10, Peggy Russell. Number 14, Lloyd Clayton. Number 15, Carrie Maxwell. Number 21, Kim Kettering. Number 25, Rhonda Maxwell. Number 34, Dawn Crum. Number 51, Carol Montague. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Rockets of Rushville. At forward, a senior, 5'4", number 33, Cindy Grafton.
Key player on a team that's 29-2.
At forward, a junior, 5'6", number 45, Amy Runkle.
5'6", teaming with 5'4" at forward. They're going to give away a lot of size this afternoon.
At center for the Rockets, a senior, 5'9", number 43, Terry Robbins.
Terry Robbins, 5'9", matched against 5'11", Susan Wellman for Quincy Notre Dame.
At guard, a freshman, 5'2", number 32, Lori Wells.
Playmaker, 5'2", Lori Wells.
And at guard for the Rockets, a senior, 5'6", number 3, Lori Fitzgerald.
Lori Fitzgerald, who scored 25 points in the semifinal win over Bloomington Central Catholic. Vicki Green in her third year at Rushville, a record of 80 wins and 12 losses. Now we're going to take a look at the officials.
The officials for this championship game are Roger Garrison of Wyoming and Gary Howell of Normal.
And there you see the location of Rushville and Quincy. Really kind of neighbors. It's in the same section of Illinois, and that should fire things up a little bit in this one. Lori Fitzgerald has the opening jump ball for Rushville. Quincy in possession. If you see a lot of blue and gold out there, friends, you're not seeing things. The Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame attired in navy blue trimmed in gold, and gold uniforms trimmed in purple by Rushville. Shot on the perimeter is no good. The rebound, Cindy Grafton. And Rushville has it.
Important for Rushville to allow only one shot.
And that's going to be a major assignment against this Quincy Notre Dame club that is 29-0 for the season. Right wing with it is Laurie Fitzgerald. They go in the middle, turn around, and still. Terry Robbins. This assembly hall is erupts on a Rushville move. They brought their share of fans here.
I think the whole town and area is here.
Well, of course, Quincy Notre Dame, top ranked throughout the campaign, and they have to be in the favorites role.
Deservedly so. They've got it all.
Well, you don't go 29-0 without being pretty sound, for sure. Shot is up and in, gives a field goal to Tim Hessing. Hessing, 5'9" senior.
Rushville paying a lot of attention to Susan Wellman inside. They've got one in front, one behind her.
Laurie Fitzgerald on the baseline, and no good, but the follow is up there.
There's a diamond in one stretch. It's going to be interesting to see how Quincy handles it. How well.
Amy Runkle got the field goal. Now, this concerned Coach Marvin Smith. If you were with us when we talked to Marv just a few moments ago. Travel.
Right there, there's a turnover. The most amazing thing for Rushville is how excellent a job they do on the offensive boards. They have no business rebounding as well as they do, but they're just so tenacious under there.
Well, quickness solves so many things in athletics. You can hide lack of size and everything else if you're quick enough. Laurie Fitzgerald looking at the zone defense for Quincy Notre Dame. Out front. Got knocked back in again. Give it to Laurie Wells.
She's a freshman.
Indeed she is. Towering freshman at 5'2". Popped it over the zone defense. 6-2 ball game. Rushville by 4. Quincy Notre Dame brings it across to Joyce Vinverlow.
He's Miss Steady. Doesn't score much, but handles the ball beautifully for them.
To Hessing. Right corner. Shot by Laurie Vogel. Misfires. And Cindy Grafton with the rebound. In the early going, Quincy Notre Dame has not gotten a second shot.
They're playing a 3-2 defense here. Robbins is moving well inside. Susan Wellman holding her.
Amy Runkle wearing number 45 for Rushville. Number 32 is Laurie Wells.
The deep baseline is way open on the weak side if Fitzgerald sees her.
Fitzgerald back out front now to Laurie Wells. Here's a lob. Low inside. Shot is partially blocked. Good defensive job in there by Susan Wellman against Terry Robbins. Wellman just went straight up in the air. Didn't allow that shot to drop. Vanverlo down on the baseline. Shot is up and in by Kim Hessing.
She's an excellent soft touch in that spot on the floor, and she's excellent moving along with her partner, Becky Winking.
Been a senior, is a senior veteran, 5'9" performer, 6'4". Rushville leads it by a pair. Laurie Wells. Left side, they swing the pass over to Amy Runkle. Back out to Wells on the point. They have Fitzgerald off on the right wing, number 3, for the gold-clad Rushville Ball Club.
Grafton had a big game for them yesterday. A lot of scoring, which he doesn't usually do.
Here's Fitzgerald going to the baseline all the way. Shot was deflected on the inside, and the foul has been called. Good defensive play by Notre Dame Susan Wellman.
The first foul on Laurie Fitzgerald. Here's a drive at the baseline with Fitzgerald going up with the shot. Wellman blocking it and trying to get her own rebound. She fouled.
All right, Notre Dame Raiders inbound the basketball against that full court trapping type of pressure from Rushville's Rockets.
Oh!
Here's an over and back. Becky Winking foot step back into the defensive zone after getting the pass on the attacking side of the 10-second line. Over and back violation. Rushville will inbound. Cindy Grafton to Laurie Wells to Fitzgerald. Back out to Wells. Posting up down low on the inside. Terry Robbins is number 43. She now has the ball baseline right. Working against this Quincy Notre Dame zone on the perimeter. Wells up and in.
He's got to do that to open it up inside for Robbins.
8-4. Rushville leading by a couple of buckets as Hessing clears in the defensive zone to Susan Wellman. Down quickly to Winking. The ball deflected away. Loose in the right corner. Retrieved over here by Laurie Vogel. Top of the circle down now to Winking. Make it Hessing for the pull-up jumper.
She's got such a soft touch. Now, Vogel is in the game. Now, she was hurt also 2 days ago and did not play too much yesterday. The coach said she's about 95% today.
8-6 ball game. Rushville by a pair. Shot rolls good on the inside by Amy Runkle, and a foul is called. Runkle got it down underneath under a lot of pressure, and the personal foul goes to Susan Wellman.
You see the pass down here to the left side baseline. Amy Runkle with the ball. Going to go up with it. Nice move. She is so strong. She's impressed me the whole term with her ability to get the ball up and over taller opponents.
Yes, and she's given away a lot of size in the inside. 5'6", going against Susan Wellman at 5'11" at the free throw line. Nothing but net for Amy Runkle. So Amy off to a 5-point start, and Laurie Wells with 4. Terry Robbins has 2. That's your scoring for Rushville. Quincy Notre Dame pressure in the defensive zone. They're going to call the foul this trip. And this one will go to Amy Runkle. Raiders tried to bring the ball up and showed pretty good patience that time. Didn't hurry against it and drew the foul as a result.
Rushville did something that they don't usually do, and that's reach.
Yeah, playing defense with their hands instead of with the feet. Down with the basketball now is Joyce Vinverlow, 5'8" senior, to Hessing on the baseline. She got another one. Kim Hessing has all of the points for Notre Dame. It's 11-8 Rushville by 3.
She's getting those opportunities because they're double teaming Wellman inside on the low post.
Fitzgerald to Lori Wells. Back out to Wells on the point. There's Fitzgerald. She's cut off by Vinverlow. Guns the jumper. It will not go down. The rebound is controlled. Pulled out by Becky Winky, and we got a traveling violation. Quincy Notre Dame got it going quickly. Traveling call, and the ball goes right back to Rushville. Two basketball teams. I guess we could say probably south central area of Illinois.
So important to convert on a turnover. It doesn't hurt them unless you make them pay.
That's right. Fitzgerald ball handling out front. Rolling the baseline is Amy Runkle, number 45. She has the ball now, baseline left. They go inside to Robbins. We have a whistle and a jump ball.
Trying to force it in a little bit there. She's not really that open. I think she'd be better off a little bit coming from the weak side in the middle where she can move.
And we have an official timeout with 2:57 left to play in the first quarter. The score, Rushville 11, Quincy Notre Dame 8. And one of your network sponsors is Century Companies Insurance. She tries to penetrate. She pulls it up. She got it. 10-point first quarter.
He's been the offense for Quincy Notre Dame right now.
It's Rushville 11, Hessing 10 at the moment.
One against the 3-2 defense, using a 1-2-2 offense, which puts them a little bit not in the slot.
Right. Amy Runkle to Lori Wells. Air ball. Goes out of bounds, and Quincy Notre Dame's Raiders will have possession. Being bounded underneath the defensive basket, length of the floor to go by the redhead, Susan Wellman. Wellman flips the pass in now to Joyce Vinverlow. Vinverlow right back to Wellman, who comes back in the defensive zone to help out against that pressure, and it is very, very intense for Rushville. They almost forced the turnover there. Controlling is Lori Vogel. Down the lane quickly to Winky, can't get it home. Rebound, Hessing reaches over the back of Amy Runkle and ties her up. Rushville fans wanted a foul.
One official called it, the other one jump ball. The jump ball will proceed. Because it happened first, not because it's more important.
That's right. All right, the jump ball, number 31 for Quincy Notre Dame, and the navy blue is Kim Hessing. And number 45 for Rushville is Amy Runkle on the drive. Pretty play. Becky Winking. This exploded to the baseline off that tip and makes it 12-11. Quincy Notre Dame with its first lead. They lead it by a digit.
She's probably the best athlete on that team. Her ability to move is just incredible.
Down low inside, Robbins goes to the basket and was fouled. A two-shot violation as well. Wellman would be my guess, but let's wait and see officially as Gary Howell comes over and indicates.
Got the ball going down, a nice dump pass. Robbins going in, and she's fouled right there. Now, they're going to call it on Wellman, but actually, she was fouled first by Hessing.
Yeah, you could almost pick and choose there, couldn't you, as you went inside that traffic. At the line, Terry Robbins. Well, Rushville has had 2 free throws, made them both. Quincy hasn't had an attempt yet. 12-12 ball game, 1:37 left for the first quarter. And what is shaping up is a very fine title ball game. Second throw.
Both teams wanting to play each other just to prove what's been going on all year.
Terry Robbins nets the pair, and Rushville measures on top by 1 at 13-12. Defensive zone, the Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame. Joyce Vinverlow bringing it across.
They go back in a 1-3-1 zone.
Vinverlow penetrates in, lobs the pass low to Winky, banks it off, won't go.
Oh.
Rebound off the head of the defender, and a follow is good by Kim Hessing. The ball actually bounced off Amy Runkle's head, carried away. 14-13, Quincy Notre Dame by a point. Rushville down quickly. Cindy Graff. Ball is stolen away, and a little wrestling match ensues. Got a personal foul called, and this one goes to Terry Robbins of Rushville. Team foul number 3 on the Rockets here in the first period.
Got the ball inside. Everybody's scrambling for it. In the ensuing action, Terry Robbins just back with tackles.
Yes, he did.
Good call.
Timeout taken by the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame with 1:06 left to go in the first period. Our score, Quincy Notre Dame 14, Rushville 13. And one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. Changes. Becky Winking brings it across. A good double team over there. real tough double team. Laurie Fitzgerald came over to help out Terry Robbins on the defensive play. Now we do have a lineup change for Quincy. Ann Rakers is in the ball game right now. Ball is swatted back in along the baseline by Hessing, but it's intercepted. Stolen by Laurie Wells and taken right back, controlled by Laurie Vogel, and we have a foul.
We get an offensive foul against Vogel.
Foul number 1 on Laurie Vogel.
We got the steal. She's trying to get control of it. Vogel's going to come up with it here, and Fitzgerald's guarding it closely there. And doing just nice little elbow there. Good call on the offensive charge.
14-13, our officials, Roger Garrison from Wyoming, Illinois, and Gary Howell from Normal working this one. Inbounded by Cindy Grafton. Grafton works to Laurie Wells as Rushville brings it across. They're going to spread it out with 37 seconds to go in the first period.
We got a man defense by Quincy Notre Dame responding to that.
14-13. First time we've really seen the spread today. You can see it in the third place ball game, but of course, Rushville running it down for the final shot at the end of the opening period.
This is when you clear out for your star and let Fitzgerald go to the hoop.
Fitzgerald hasn't had a shot yet, has she?
That's really been the key right now. Fitzgerald really hasn't been a factor.
Left side of the floor, it's Cindy Grafton, 5'4" senior, to Laurie Wells. There's Fitzgerald, number 3. Wells pulls it up in the paint, rattles around, won't go. Rebound, and a jump ball with 5 seconds left in the first period. Jump ball situation results as Kim Hessing ended up on the floor, and she was tied up on the inside by Amy Runkle. They're jumping, attacking free throw line at Rushville. Hessing wins the tip and a traveling violation. The ball was batted off to Joyce Finberlow. But Joyce walked with the basketball. It'll be out of bounds now to Rushville with only 3 seconds to go in the quarter.
You know, our jump balls for Rushville are going to really be a detriment. They don't want to even get into one.
No, I can understand. Here's a long jumper at the buzzer. Fired up there by Cindy Grafton, well out of her range, and that's it after 1. After 1 period, you see the story on the scoreboard. Quincy Notre Dame 14, Rushville 13, and we'll be back in the Assembly Hall in just a minute.
Downtown Jacksonville has it all. Head for downtown Jacksonville, and you don't have to go any farther. You'll find over 75 shops, businesses, doctors, lawyers, banks, restaurants, movie theaters, savings and loans, car dealers, florists, travel agents, real estate offices, commodity and stockbrokers, utility offices, and more. There's plenty of convenient close.
Can't get any closer to that unless it were tied at this point, which Quincy Notre Dame has got to feel that the turnover has got to be lessened. They've had a little bit of trouble with the press, although Fitzgerald has not been a factor. They've negated her well, and that's the key right now.
Yes, Runkle, Robbins, and Wells have done the scoring, and Cindy Grafton hasn't scored as yet for Rushville either. There's the opening jump of the second period. There's Fitzgerald with the tip, and she got it. Laurie Fitzgerald off the tip play, and that's one that very clearly Rushville controlled. They lead at 15-14. Wellman, and little sandwich job, and steal by Fitzgerald, goes in, shoots, and misses.
Oh, she just traveled.
Susan Wellman cleared the rebound. Whether she traveled or not doesn't count. The official didn't see it. And on the drive, Laurie Vogel, who was the victim of a real sandwich a moment ago. Vogel got the fast break bucket, and Quincy Notre Dame goes up 16-15. 1-point lead. Suddenly, we've seen the transition game at its best, and here's traveling called on Laurie Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald had 25 points yesterday against Central Catholic.
She seems a little bit tentative, and Coach Becky Green says that when it gets tense, she does tend to get tentative at certain times, but she'll come out of it because she's a seasoned veteran.
One thing about girls basketball, I think over the last 4 or 5 years, it's become a much more physical game. There's a lot of contact. On the drive, Winking goes to the glass. Shot would not go down, but a blocking foul has been whistled underneath, and this one goes to Terry Robbins, her second foul.
We got Winking on the drive.
Right, first period shots, the Raiders 7 of 11, 64%, not half bad. The Rockets from Rushville 5 of 13, 38%. Free throws, 3 of 3 for Rushville. Rebounding 8-4 edge to the Raiders, and of course that's going to be a big factor as the afternoon wears along. But as Ann has pointed out throughout, 7 turnovers for Quincy Notre Dame to only 3 for Rushville.
But also, Rushville has not been able to handle the boards against Quincy Notre Dame as well as they'd like to. They're being out-rebounded 2-1.
Those free throws misfire. Well, not both. The first one was good by Becky Winking to make it a 17-15 ball game. Here's a shot on the inside.
She is such a strong young lady inside, and only a junior, Susan Wellman.
Wellman, 5'11" as junior, gets her first field goal, 19-15, Quincy Notre Dame. Here's Laurie Fitzgerald for Rushville. Works it off on the left wing as she goes to Cindy Grafton. Right back to Fitzgerald, trying to work low inside to Terry Robbins. Robbins has to retrieve far sideline. Right back out to Laurie Wells. Wells to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald to Wells. Top of the circle. Shot was blocked. Coming out the challenger tough was Becky Winking. Here are the Raiders bringing the ball across, and it's Lori Vogel. On the right side to Joyce Vinverlow. Trying to back in, power in on the baseline. Kim Hessing, the shot will not go down. Wellman displaying that strength, but that time quickness defeated strength as Lori Fitzgerald swipes it. For Rushville goes all the way on the drive and through the foul.
Sometimes that's where a player will just really let her loose, allow herself to take the speed and just get into her natural game at that point.
Foul is on Lori Vogel, her second.
Here's Fitzgerald on the dribble. She's outrunning everyone with the ball. Goes up nicely, and then fouls on Vogel. It occurred before the shots. Will take it out of bounds.
Yep. Which is not what Lori Fitzgerald wanted. She wanted the shooting foul. Didn't get it. The ball is inbounded to Cindy Grafton. Pushes it up. Off the glass and in. Pretty as you can be. Just got the ball in from out of bounds. This little soft bank shot. Kissed the glass. 19-17. Quincy Notre Dame by a pair. Lori Vogel on the drive. Got herself tangled up. A little bit out of control.
There's those hands. Those quick hands of Rushville.
Now, Rushville can pop in there on you very quickly, and obviously the press is their stock and trade. I imagine they start pressing you to get off the bus, don't they?
They have to at that size.
Here's Laurie Wells to Fitzgerald. Push. Nothing but net on the perimeter from Laurie Fitzgerald. I want you to watch where these girls are shooting in relation to that 19-foot, 9-inch line on the floor. There's a traveling violation against Quincy Notre Dame. Now, that's the same line they used in Big Ten play, and it's a three-point shot beyond it. Of course, in the Missouri Valley Conference, the same thing holds true. So I'll give you an indication of some of the shooting range some of these young ladies possess. There's Fitzgerald to Laurie Wells.
They need to get balance scoring out of both wings.
Amy Runkle.
Grafton finally shot. She made her first shot.
Yep. Here's Wells to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tried to put a move on and did draw the foul. Foul by Joyce Vinverlow.
That's quickness right there. The inability to keep up with a player as quick as Lori Fitzgerald.
That's a big call because it puts Rushville on the bonus now. And Quincy Notre Dame will go on the bonus with the next foul at Rushville. So that's just about a standoff there. Lori Fitzgerald, 5'6" senior, is at the free throw line here in the Assembly Hall. She can give the lead to Rushville, and she does.
You know, Art, there's so much difference. People talk about quickness and speed. You can have one with, but you can't have one without the other. Rushville has both.
Yeah. They run the floor extremely well. If they were a little bit bigger, they'd be awesome, wouldn't they?
Oh.
Second throw is up and in. Might not be as quick if they were bigger, though. 21-19. Rushville nudges up by 2 in what thus far is an excellent Class A state championship ball game. Joyce Vinverlow driving it out of traffic. She brings the ball across the 10-second line. The spectacle backcourt player for Quincy Notre Dame. Good solid player. To Kim Hessing. Hessing already has had a big day. She scored 12 in the middle. A Vogel shot won't go. Lori Vogel a little unhappy the ball didn't drop. The rebound to Terry Robbins down quickly. Fitzgerald pulls it up. It is no good. Hung on the outer iron. The rebound, Becky Winking. Winking, 5'10" junior for Quincy Notre Dame, and the Raiders bring it the other way. Joyce Vinverlow on the perimeter. In the middle to Winking. Puts it on the floor one time. Shovels it off to Wellman.
That quickness just shows up everywhere at this point, causing so many little things that you just don't see in the stat chart.
Yeah, you think you have to do things much more rapidly than you really do, and that was the case with Winking, as Wellman wasn't really ready for the pass either. But they pat each other on the back and say, okay, let's get him next time down the floor. In the left corner, number 45, is Amy Runkle for Rushville. Looking at that zone defense. It's tough to penetrate it. Lori Fitzgerald to Grafton, back door, block, stolen. Beautiful defensive play. Give the block to Lori Vogel, and then the steal to Hessing. Kim Hessing down the right side. Whirls in traffic and got it.
Did it from baseline to baseline.
Lori Vogel set it up with the initial steal, but then Hessing did the rest. It's 21-21. Quincy in a 3-2 zone, and you don't see that as frequently on the high school level. Now, the state AA champions, though, Ann Pinstone among the boys, ran a 3-2 zone. Lancaster very effectively.
A lot of girls' teams actually use it. Some they term it a 1-2-2. Depends on how they work the weak side wing or the forward.
Foul has been whistled on Terry Robbins, her third. I tell you, if you've got pretty good size, that 3-2 zone can be awesome because it's very, very difficult to even see around it, much less penetrate it.
It's also... Here we got the shot going up. Beautiful block here by Kim Hessing. She rips it out, takes it down to the other end of the court, and scores on a beautiful turnaround move. Takes it down the right side. She's going to put it up from the right baseline with a spin move. Up and swish.
Well, I beg your pardon. The replay showed that actually Hessing did make the total play. I gave the credit to Lori Vogel. I don't object to giving the credit to Lori Vogel, but the fact remains she did cut off the baseline shot. But Hessing actually stole it, went all the way with it, and scored.
Still takes teamwork to cause that.
It sure does. Well, and misses the second throw, bangs up the rebound effort, no good. Rebound by Hessing is no good, but she drew the foul in heavy traffic. Newcomer to the lineup for Rushville, in for the first time. Kim Kettering, a 5'8" junior, picks up the personal foul.
It's a big third foul for Terry Robbins,
yeah.
because they just don't have the science to compete with Quincy Notre Dame with her out. So we've got a little bit of inexperience, although Kim Kettering has done a nice job here in the tournament.
Kim Hessing at the free throw line for the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame, coached by Marvin Smith, and she got it. This young lady's some kind of a player. Yeah, there's Marv. He himself a pretty good basketball team, hasn't he? Both of these coaches do. Vicki Green as well at Rushville, 23-21. The Raiders lead by a pair, make it by 3, and that's a big lead in this ball game. Hessing with 16 points already. 24-21. The Raiders lead it by 3. Rushville trying to close the gap. Laurie Fitzgerald to Lori Wells. 2 Lories at the backcourt position for Rushville. Ball is deflected out of bounds, and for Quincy, I believe, was Kim Hessing, who's really starting to play at the defensive end of the floor as well as the offensive end. She got a hand on that basketball. Inbounded juggle. Laurie Fitzgerald makes the save.
Your point was so well taken about that 3-2, because it's a situation where they just can't see to get the ball down to the baseline, and they can't get the shots off at this point.
Here's Laurie Fitzgerald on the right side. Penetrates to the baseline. Kicks it back out to Lori Wells at long range. He saw it. First club I saw on the college level to effectively use that hand was Indiana State with a fellow named Larry Bird. 3-2, and it was very effective. Now, Bird played a wing, as I recall, in that defense.
Right. But he can make anything effective.
That's right. Well, it's a talent. You can play anything, can't you? For sure. Here's the push by Vinverlow. Won't go for Quincy Notre Dame. Rebound, tied up. Kim Kettering got the ball off the iron, did a good job, then brought it down low and was tied up and will have a jump ball. 2:52 left to go in the basketball game's first half. Quincy Notre Dame by 1 over Rushville, 24-23. And one of your network sponsors is Country Company.
Going to go up for the shot nicely, but she got herself too far underneath and hit underneath on the rim, but her teammate Laurie Fitzgerald saved her, getting the rebound and taking it out, and she's fouled by Joyce Venverlow.
1-1 for Laurie Fitzgerald with 2:45 to go in the half. Got her down.
She made 2 free throws against Bloomington Central Catholic that iced the game yesterday in the semifinal game.
Good, solid player, no question about that. You're going to miss her, 5'6" senior. Second throw is up and in. Rushville starts.
Oh.
3 seniors. Almost stolen, defensive zone, but Quincy gets it right back. Venverlow to Vogel. Vogel on the drive, goes in, shot is partially deflected, rebound, batted over to Cindy Grafton. Grafton, number 33 for Rushville, has it. She's sandwiched, but she clears the pass off to Laurie Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald down. Pulls it up to the paint. Rushville is surged to a 3-point lead at 27-24 with 2:14 to go in the half. Laurie Vogel over to Winking for the drive. No basket. Traveling violation. The Rushville Rockets have really taken the momentum here and suddenly have surged in front by 3. And it's been a story of quickness, hasn't it, Ann?
They're a spurt team, but they've got to make that turnover pay, and they weren't able to do that in the first quarter. They've been much better against that in the second quarter.
Quincy's zone has been perhaps not quite as well disciplined either in the second period. They've gambled a bit more out of it. Long push Fitzgerald.
Oh.
Spun out. Wellman with the rebound, but there's no question when Laurie Fitzgerald heats up, Rushville heats up right along with her. Here is Vogel across. Laurie Vogel. Stolen. Stripped away by Lori Wells for Rushville. She lays it up and in. 8 points for Wells, and it's a 5-point lead to Rushville at 29-24. Vicki Green up leading cheers in front of the Rocket bench, and you can't blame her the way her club is playing. Kim Hessing pulls it up for Quincy Notre Dame. It's good. Hessing in the net.
She's gotten every roll that she put up there that didn't go all the way through.
She has 18 of Notre Dame's 26 points. It's a 29-26 ball game. Rushville by 3. 1:14 for the half. Grafton works left side to Amy Runkle. Back to Cindy Grafton, to Lori Wells, to Lori Fitzgerald.
Of course, this has all happened with Terry Robbins sitting on the bench, their biggest player.
That's right. That's right. Pretty good pinch-in job from Tim Kettering. Inside shot is no good, and a traveling violation is called on Amy Runkle. Amy got down to the paint. Finally got the ball to her, but she was called for walking with it, and so with less than a minute, 57 seconds to go in the first half, Quincy Notre Dame will inbound. Kim Hessing against that dropping pressure. Looking, clears it off.
Big possession right here.
They're still in trouble. The ball is loose. Lori Vogel had it. Bounce passes off to Hessing. 10-second violation. Rushville with a tremendous defensive pressure job. Lori Vogel lost her footing, and of course, when that happened, some valuable seconds ran off the clock, and now Rushville has possession with 46 seconds left to go.
You see if they're going to go for one here.
What would you do, Ann?
I really would against this situation because you know you're not going to have as good a chance for an offensive rebound, so I just as soon need to take the three-pointer, try for the 5-point. Don't give them any chance to get in. I think that's what they're going to do here.
Well, I think you're right. Most coaches are conservatives. I would have guessed you would have said that, but I think that makes sense at this stage. 29 to 26.
Yeah, now they're really pulling it out.
Well, the way Rushville is playing, I know that certainly Vicki Green would like to take a 5-point cushion in at halftime. Here's the penetration by Lori Wells. To Kim Kettering. 31 to 26, 4 seconds for the half.
You don't want to foul here.
Here are the Raiders. They like to close it quickly, but they run out of time. What a whale of a battle for the state Class A championship right here. At halftime, there you see it. Rushville's Rockets 31, Quincy Notre Dame 26, and one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. Place and fourth place awards to the voice of the Assembly Hall and Tom Trent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the third and fourth place team and individual awards for the 1983 Girls Class A State Basketball Tournament. Making the presentations will be members of the Illinois High School Association Board of Directors and administrative staff. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the fourth place team will be Mr. John Dowling of Watseka High School, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board, and Dr. Joseph Sergio of Steinmetz High School in Chicago, who serves the IHSA as president of the board. At this time, we'd like you to meet the Saints of Central Catholic High School from Bloomington, who finished the 1983 season in fourth place with a final record of 26 wins, 6 losses. Please meet the principal of Central Catholic High School, Sister Mary Kramer. The head coach, Joanne Bowers. Manager, Beth Rolfs. Manager, Kathleen Tarrant. Manager, Kim Emmett. Assistant coach, Colleen Corbett. Number 4, Tina Cohn. Number 22, Debbie Canary. Number 51, Karen Deeney. Number 52, Susan Schmelig. Number 14, Margie Haggerty. Number 3, Lisa Deeney. Number 10, Kathy Corbett. Number 12, Julie Hosey. Number 20, Mary Kraus. Number 23, Kathy Martin. Number 25, Ann Bradley. Number 45, Leanne Kanasik. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the third place team will be Dr. Nicholas Menace of Niles West High School in Skokie, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board, and Mr. Donald Robinson, who serves the IHSA as Assistant Executive Secretary. At this time, please meet the Broncos of Walther Lutheran High School in Melrose Park, who finished the 1983 season in third place with a final record of 30 wins, only 2 losses. Please meet the principal of Walther Lutheran, Mr. Herman Zemke. The head coach, Roger Krull. Assistant coach, Bruce Linseman. Assistant coach, Kathy Groudon. Manager, Maria Craig. Manager, Claudia Shimmick. Number 10, Julie Van Ewick. Number 11, Hope Klaus. Number 21, Shalee Wilson. Number 13, Kathy Lewis. Number 43, Sherry Joyner. Number 31, Sandy Marciniak. Number 35, Natalie Clark. Number 25, Allison McCowan. Number 41, Cheryl Knox. Number 33, Janet Young. Number 45, Chris Wamsgans. And number 23, Renee Harris. Presenting the 4th place trophy will be Ms. Charlene Bremberg, who serves the IHSA as Assistant Executive Secretary. Will head coach Joanne Bowers and the captain of the Saints please step forward and receive your 4th place trophy. Presenting the 3rd place trophy will be Mr. Raymond Collier of Aurora East High School in Aurora, who serves the IHSA as treasurer. Will head coach Roger Krull and the captains of the Broncos please step forward to receive your 3rd place trophy. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have our 3rd and 4th place winners for the 1983 tournament. Let's give them both a big hand.
Well, there you see the awards following the determination of 3rd and 4th place in the girls' Class A state basketball tournament. Again, the final score, game played earlier this afternoon. Walther Lutheran 67, Bloomington Central Catholic 64. Back in the Assembly Hall, Art Kimball and Ann Pinstone with you on this afternoon, where we're seeing the Class A state champion crowned in girls basketball competition. Let's take a look at individual scoring. First for the Rushville Rockets with 31 points on the board. Lori Fitzgerald started to heat up, did it all in the 2nd quarter, wound up with 10 at halftime. With 8 points, it's Lori Wells. Then we have 5 for Amy Runkle, 4 for Robbins, 2 for Grafton, also 2 for Kettering. Those are your scoring leaders for Rushville. Now for Quincy Notre Dame. It's amazing. Kim Hessing, 18 points out of her ball club's total of 26. And obviously she's the only one in double figures. 3 apiece for Becky Winking and also for Susan Wellman. Lori Vogel has 2, and Joyce Vetterloh has not scored as yet. Foul column is really not pivotal as yet in the ball game. Let's take a look at team statistics in the first half. The Rockets are 12 of 26, shooting 46% from the field. The Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame are 11 of 20, shooting at a 55% clip. Free throw shooting pretty good here, in comparison to the first ball game. 6 of 6 for Rushville, 4 of 6 for Quincy Notre Dame. Rebounding, and the Raiders still hold a staggering edge at 16-9, but turnovers, 15 for Quincy Notre Dame, only 7 for Rushville. Therein seems to lie the difference. And one of your network sponsors is DeKalb, the Pfizer Genetics.
Kiefer build trailer.
Second half and possibly win a state title.
Well, a couple things have happened with that press. Not only have they created the turnovers, they've been able to to make them pay for it at the other end, converting those transition games from turnovers. And the second thing is they've also gone to the free throw line and been 6 for 6. So whatever they've gotten off of it, they've made Quincy pay.
Interesting statistic. We won't put our statisticians to this test, but an interesting stat would be on turnovers, how many are actually converted into points. And to point out what you're saying, and I would guess a goodly portion of them have been.
The college coaches pay an awful lot of attention to that particular statistic, although it's difficult to keep.
Would be for me. I don't know about you.
It's hard to do it along with everything else.
I'm having trouble with the scorebook. Okay, we're set to go with the second half. Controlled by Quincy Notre Dame. The Raiders have it. Lori Vogel holds the ball. Now she kicks it off to Joyce Finnerloh. Quincy Notre Dame in the navy blue, headed to the left on your screen. In the middle is Becky Winky. The shot was partially deflected, and Rushville comes out with it. Terry Robbins.
Big tip with Terry Robbins. She went right up there against him with 3 fouls.
Robbins played very, very well, but hasn't played a lot in the first half because you got in foul trouble.
Rushville actually got ahead when she was sitting on the bench.
Lori Wells out front from Lori Fitzgerald. No good. The rebound, Joyce Finnerloh. One of the few non-Loris playing in this ball game. We have one Lori playing for Quincy Notre Dame and both guards for Rushville. On the right wing is Kim Hessing. She's had the hot hand. Being checked off over there pretty tough, I noticed, by Grafton. And there's Lori Vogel on the perimeter.
She's their leading scorer. She was hurt, but she's come back very strong today.
Second field goal for Vogel. It's 31-28. The Rushville lead has been narrowed to 3. Just underway in the third quarter of this one. Grafton on the baseline now to Amy Runkle. The shot will not go. Great steal by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald comes back with it. Can't get it down. And it's hauled out of traffic by Becky Winky. Winky to Finnerloh. Finnerloh to Vogel on the baseline for the push. Good. Lori Vogel with her second successive field goal, and Quincy Notre Dame is back within a point. Kind of a backyard rivalry for the state Class A Girls Championship between Rushville and Quincy. Down low, inside, turning, shooting, scoring, off the glass, Terry Robbins.
Nice move by Robbins against Tyler Wellman. Here's the press. We'll see if they can get the turnover or if they've corrected. Right there.
They get the press. On the intercept is Terry Robbins. That's about the 17th or 18th turnover charged to Quincy Notre Dame so far in this one.
Rushville covers the passing lanes as well as anyone I've seen with a press.
Right side is Amy Runkle. Looks like Quincy may have changed up that zone a little bit. Maybe a 2-3 now. And here's a jump ball situation. Either that or they're trying to sag to the Lori Fitzgerald side of the floor. Put some pressure on her.
Well, they've been playing a 2-3 all year, and you're seeing just a little variation of it, I think. Try to keep the outside shooting guards from taking their shots.
All right, jump ball. Lori Fitzgerald, number 3 in the goal for Rushville, jumping against Finnerloh. Joyce Finnerloh, number 21 for the Raiders, and Rushville controls it. Here's Lori Wells.
They're definitely looking inside to Robbins. Fitzgerald's got her eye on her all the way through.
Yeah, now Wellman picks her up defensively, number 45 for Quincy, battling against number 43 in goal for Rushville, Terry Robbins. Lori Fitzgerald, now left side, over to Cindy Grafton. Grafton on the left wing, back to Lori Wells. There's nothing there. Rushville displaying excellent patience. They're going to set it up again. Watch the duel inside. Robbins in front of Wellman, puts it on the deck, goes to the glass. That's called for traveling. Got the shot home. Situation you see so frequently in basketball on all levels, the tendency to want to put the ball on the floor, whereas probably Robbins had the pull-up jumper right there, didn't she, Ann?
Very definitely. So hard to teach kids not to be afraid to take that one.
All right, here's Wellman. Wellman over the 10-second line, down to Lori Vogel.
Quincy doing a much better job against the press.
Vogel is knocked to the floor and is going to be called for traveling. He was knocked to the floor with a lot of help from Lori Fitzgerald. As they collided, got tangled up. All for the traveling violation. All you can hope there is if that happens to you that it evens up at the other end, doesn't it? Coaches tend to get upset about things like that.
It always looks different when you're coaching.
Here's Grafton in the paint. Her shot is blocked. Blocked in there by Susan Wellman for Quincy Notre Dame. 33-30. Rushville leading by 3. 4:57 for the third quarter. Kim Hessing to Finnerloh. Low inside. Shot by Winky. No good. Tied up on the rebound. And Wellman and Terry Robbins tied it up, but good on the inside. They'll jump it.
They've been going into battle all afternoon inside trying to deny each other. There's a big, excellent jump up. Boy, they are both very strong.
All right, it's going to be Robbins against Wellman. Attacking free throw line of Quincy Notre Dame. Batted out front. Finnerloh controls the basketball. Was almost fouled by Lori Wells, but
Quick hands.
Got the pass off. Lori Vogel shot tipped in and out. Wellman with the power rebound off the glass and in. Basket counts, and she was fouled on the play by Amy Runkle. Big bucket by Susan Wellman on the inside.
There's that weak side rebounding problem that you always have when you're smaller. Rushville trying to get in position, but it's too late. It came off the far side of the glass, and Owen picks it up and puts it in.
This could be tied if Wellman converts, and Rushville is going to take its first timeout of the afternoon. Timeout for the Rockets. They still lead them by just one with 4:35 to go in the third quarter, and we'll be back at the Assembly Hall in just a minute. I'd like to hear from you. Just write the address you see on your screen right there. High school basketball, box 678, Bloomington, Illinois, 61701. Now 4:35 to go in the third quarter, and as play resumes, Susan Wellman trying to complete a three-point play that would tie it. Boy, and the intensity in the Rushville huddle during that timeout. Vicki Greed had everybody's attention.
They couldn't get any closer to each other.
Free throw was missed by Wellman, but she gets back to the rebound. Here is Lori Vogel, goes cross court. Ball is deflected out of bounds. Going to belong to Rushville again.
I'm sure Vicki spent a lot of time talking about rebounding and boxing out because Quincy Notre Dame's dominance on the board, they just can't allow that to happen.
I beg your pardon. Quincy Notre Dame retains possession. Here's Lori Vogel looking. Gets the ball into Hessing. She got it. 20 points for Kim Hessing, but her first bucket of the third quarter.
It's been a machine.
Quincy Notre Dame nudges on top by one at 34-33. Lori Wells.
Rushville's going to have to open up from the outside with some shooting and allow Robbins to work inside.
Zone is becoming a little more compacted, and Wellman is playing Robbins almost man-to-man inside. Ball is deflected away. Turnover as the Quincy Notre Dame zone forced that turnover, and Becky Winking comes up with the steal. To Joyce Venterlow. Down low, Wellman on the drive, had it, lost it, picked up on the floor. Controlled, here's Lori Wells with the solo. Goes in, lays it off the glass, travels. Traveling violation nullifies the basket. 34-33, the score remains. Quincy Notre Dame's Raiders up by one. Excellent basketball game for the state Class A Girls Championship. Been a very entertaining session this afternoon. The first ball game, Walter Lutheran against Bloomington Central Catholic. The Broncos won it by a margin of 3 points, 67-64. Kim Hessing brings it down for the Raiders, lays it up, won't go this trip. Wellman with the board up and in, and she was fouled. Susan Wellman starting to become a factor at both ends of the floor, Ann.
An outstanding defensive player, although most is said about her offensive ability, but her weak side rebounding right now has been the key in the comeback in the lead now with Quincy Notre Dame. That's 2 in a row and both three-point opportunities. Here's Hessing on the shot, goes a little bit beyond the glass, rolls off. There's Wellman on the weak side, goes right back up, and she gets a chance for a three-point.
Missed it, and the rebound controlled by Terry Robbins. You saw Marvin Smith, the Notre Dame coach, a moment ago. He was very happy with that play. Here is Lori Fitzgerald, brings it right back and scores.
That's her patented spin move she loves to do on the fast break.
36-35, the Quincy Notre Dame lead paired to a point. Lori Vogel got the pass off to Kim Hessing. Hessing breaks the pressure down low to Winking. She scores easily. Good job on the part of Hessing, seeing Becky Winking all alone on the inside, kind of leaned in, hit the virtual layup. 38-35, Raiders by 3. Rushville had the 5-point lead at halftime.
When you beat a pressing team, you've got to make them pay for pressing you.
Push shot on the outside, misfires, and Becky Winking with the rebound. Amy Runkle took the perimeter shot. All right, Joyce Vetterlow brings it across. Vetterlow stops outside the free throw line to Lori Vogel. Vogel drives to that baseline. She pulls it up. She missed it. Rebound, Lori Fitzgerald. Here's Fitzgerald bringing it down. Long lead to Lori Wells. Over her back goes...
Good call, but
Lori
tough one
Vogel.
to make.
I'll tell you, Fitzgerald stopped on a dime, though, didn't she? We're going to see that again.
Got Wells on the drive. She looks to take the shot up. Nice fake for a freshman. Draws the foul, no question about it. But I think she wishes it had gone in and been able to get off the shot as well.
Yeah, that was Wells, wasn't it? Not Fitzgerald.
Off the pass by Fitzgerald. Excellent pass.
One of the Lories.
You can't be wrong about that.
Oh, that's right. Okay, the ball will be inbound. It's a common foul. Only the first team foul the second half on Quincy Notre Dame. 38-35. Quincy Notre Dame by 3. With the basketball on the steal, Vetterlow had it, lost it, and we got a scramble and a jump ball. Becky Winking involved with it. Vetterlow involved.
Intensity is really beginning to show in this third quarter.
Amy Runkle was at the bottom of the pile in the gold uniform for Rushville. She's involved in the jump ball situation with Joyce Vetterlow.
We've also got Kim Kettering in the lineup for Rushville, and Terry Robbins sitting on the bench. Give her a little breather.
Kettering came in with a great pinch hit effort in the first half.
Actually, this lineup is the one that got the lead for Rushville, so we'll see what happens the second try.
Fans are booing because Becky Winking has been called in the jump instead of Vinterloh. Winking slightly taller, and Quincy Notre Dame controls it. Wellman, turnaround no good. Winking with the rebound. May have gone over the back, and she did. Foul is on Becky Winking, her first. Over the back of the defensive rebounder, Cindy Grafton.
Much better rebounding position that time by Rushville.
38-35, Quincy Notre Dame trying to finish at 30-0 and win an undefeated state Class A girls championship. Rushville at 29-2. One of their losses was to Quincy Notre Dame during the regular season. Inside, low Kettering shot won't go. Rebound deflected to Vinterloh in the corner. Vinterloh's been a factor here in the third period. Stolen right back by Rushville. They come out quickly to Lori Wells, to Fitzgerald. She penetrates. Good pass inside. Foul on Wellman. That's the ball into Amy Runkle.
That's the ball movement that Rushville has not been executing in the third quarter. Much more passing, making the Quincy defense do something. Here's Wells on the top. Passes off to Fitzgerald on the right wing. She penetrates and dumps down to Runkle, who puts it up and draws the foul from Susan Wellman.
Lineup change for the Raiders now as Susan Wellman's going to go out for a little breather, and on her said Jane Dusterhouse, 5'8" sophomore. Checks in. Right side with the basketball. They go to Grafton. Cindy Grafton holding. Dusterhouse, I believe, is the correct pronunciation.
Nice
down
pass.
low. Shot off the glass and in by Amy Runkle. Runkle used the board effectively, and we have a foul on the press against Rushville. 38-37, Quincy Notre Dame lead is a point. It's on Lori Fitzgerald.
With a pressing defense, and they're still not in the 1-and-1.
It's only the second team foul in the second half on Rushville, and Quincy Notre Dame has only 3. And we have a timeout taken now by Rushville. 1 minute and 49 seconds to go in the third quarter. 38-37, Quincy Notre Dame by a single digit over the Rockets, and one of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance. Notre Dame by a point, and we're just discussing record-shattering performances. I guess the old scoring mark was 31 points in the girls' tournament, but that went by the board yesterday.
Certainly did. Tina Hutchison of East St. Louis Lincoln with 41 points.
Broke it by 10, and Kim Hessing having a big afternoon with 20, but she's only 21 shy right now of Hutchison's mark. I don't believe we're going to have that kind of scoring in this one, do you?
No, I don't, but she is an excellent ball player.
Lori Vogel brings it across to Joyce Vinterloh. Down low to Winking. Becky shot up at end. Becky Winking leaning in. Gets her 7th point, and it's 40-37. Quincy Notre Dame by 3.
She's been coming alive in the second half, and that's very crucial to Quincy Notre Dame, because she's an outstanding athlete in that baseline.
And a very good quarter. Drive-in soft jumper by Grafton won't go. Big rebound. Joyce Vinterloh for Notre Dame. Pulls it down off the defensive iron. The Raiders lead it by 3. Vinterloh right side to Lori Vogel. Back out front. A shot is blocked. Dusterhouse took the shot, and out there quickly on her was Lori Fitzgerald. On Fitzgerald, that's foul number 3.
Ball's going to come to Dusterhouse right there in the paint. Fitzgerald thinks she's got the block, but she gets it with the body. Good call. It'll be a 2-shot foul. And that's 3 fouls on Lori Fitzgerald.
Jane Dusterhouse, 5'8" sophomore, will be at the free throw line for the Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame. They lead it by 3.
Fitzgerald has not had a problem with foul trouble this year, which is amazing with the positions that she plays and with the quickness that she displays.
Well, her quickness, I think, bails her out of a lot of situations that others might be tagged with fouls. Second free throw misses. The rebound pulled down by Robbins is back out there. Terry Robbins is back on the floor for Rushville, replacing Kim Kettering. Across now, the Rushville Rockets with the basketball. Lori Wells into Lori Fitzgerald to Robbins. Terry Robbins makes a save near sideline, really being hounded over there by Kim Hessing.
We've got a man-to-man defense here by Quincy Notre Dame. Nice tag. Basically a man-to-man or a matchup zone.
Yeah, they were doing that very, very tough earlier in the quarter, and now they've intensified it, but Robbins beat it.
They do that when Robbins is in there to try to negate her in the inside.
He just kind of leaned back, hit a fall-away jumper to make it 40-39. 1-point lead for Quincy Notre Dame. The Raiders bring it down quickly. Hessing all the way to the hoop, can't get it down. Dusterhouse with the rebound scores. Jane Dusterhouse with the follow-up to make it 42-39, so she contributes the bucket coming off the bench. 19 seconds left to go in the game's third period.
Rushville's going to go for 1.
Ball handling is Lori Wells to Lori Fitzgerald. We're down to 8 seconds. 42-39, Quincy Notre Dame. Third quarter, Fitzgerald pulls it up on the baseline. Won't go. Rebound Winking with the second, and that's it after three. And after 3 periods here in the Assembly Hall in Champaign, the battle for the state Class A Girls Championship. As you see, it's 42-39, Quincy Notre Dame over Rushville, and one of your network sponsors, DeKalb, Pfizer, and for Quincy Notre Dame, is a limited Rushville with just 8 points in that period.
And it's a 9-point turnaround from that half-point score as well. The key's really been Quincy Notre Dame has not been bothered with the turnovers against the press. An excellent job of coming out adjusting to it in the second half.
Raiders outscored the Rockets 16-8 in the third quarter. All right, let's settle back for the final period. 42-39, Quincy Notre Dame leading the Class A state girls title on the line, and the Raiders have the opening jump of the fourth quarter. Becky Winking to the glass up and in.
Big bucket.
Winking now with 9 points, and it's 44-39. 5-point lead. Rushville brings it back down. Lori Fitzgerald pretty well contained the third quarter. Down low, shot up there by Lori Wells. Nice thing by Crafton. Crafton's shot didn't go, and on the rebound, a foul.
Crafton's been a little bit tentative on the baseline shot. I'm sure being intimidated by the taller Quincy Notre Dame players.
Foul's on Terry Robbins. That's her fourth. And she's going to check out now as Kim Kettering, a 5'8" junior, comes back in for Robbins. And Susan Wellman is back out there, fresh and ready to go. They gave her, about 3-4 minute rest, and they late in that third period.
It'll be really important because she's the one that has to go up against when they press. She's also the one that receives the ball off the inbound pass.
Free throw caroms off, and Kim Kettering grabs the board for Rushville. Here are the Rockets down 5. Bringing the ball across now is Cindy Grafton. Down low inside, fadeaway is up and off. A shot taken on the inside. The foul's going to go against Lori Vogel. It was Amy Runkle on the inside. Lori Vogel says, who, me? That's her fourth.
Fitzgerald's doing an excellent job of seeing that weak side first and now on the baseline. There's the cross-court pass down deep to the baseline. Runkle goes up for it, but she just can't get it to fall and get the three-point opportunity. That's 2 in a row now.
All right, at the line is Amy Runkle. Big free throw situations insofar as Rushville's concerned. They try to close the gap with the clock stopped. 44-39. Free throw, outer iron. Caroms away. Lori Vogel's going to check out, and back in the ball game comes Jane Dusterhouse. Dusterhouse went out when Wellman came back in. One more throw to Amy Runkle. Can pull her club within 4. Got it. Has a good follow-through on that one all the way, and nothing but net. 44-40, Quincy Notre Dame by 4. Here is Kim Hessing, who had an 18-point first half. Has had 2 in the second half. Goes into the paint, comes out of it, and works off to Joyce Vetterloh, who's really steadied this ball club down in the second half. Vetterloh works across now to Wellman. To Hessing. You got it. Kim Hessing, pull-up jumper on the baseline. 22 points for Hessing.
Quincy's also moved Wellman up higher to enable a little congestion down the baseline for Hessing.
Here's the lob inside, intended for Kettering, overthrown, intercepted by Jane Dusterhouse. Dusterhouse clears it off. Bringing it up is Joyce Vetterloh. He feeds into Susan Wellman. Turns, faces the bucket. The shot will not go down. And on the rebound, we have a foul. Pushing off. And this goes against Jane Dusterhouse of Quincy, her first. All right, there are your stats through 3 periods. The Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame, 19 of 35. Very respectable 54% mark. Rushville, 16 of 38, 42%. Rockets were letter perfect at the free throw line, 7 of 7. They missed one here in the fourth quarter, however. The Raiders are 4 of 10. Rebounding, 30-14. Quincy Notre Dame with a staggering edge. Turnovers. Quincy Notre Dame has kicked it away 20 times. The Rockets have thrown it away 11 times. Cindy Grafton at the stripe. Got it.
But that means there have only been 5 turnovers in the second half compared to 15 in the first half for Quincy Notre Dame.
They do make a difference, doesn't
it? Oh, big difference.
46-41. Rushville can pull back within 4 on the second throw attempt by Cindy Grafton. It's on the way, and she got it. Cindy Grafton nails a pair, 46-42. 4-point lead to the Raiders. A lot of pressure now. Kim Hessing brings it across. The game is on the line. Hessing looks inside, down low to Dusterhouse. Her shot misfires. Rebound by Becky Winking, rattles out of there. Wellman skies for it, can't get it. Dug out. Picked up off the floor by Cindy Grafton of Rushville. She loses the basketball to Hessing, and Hessing is going to be called for the foul. Foul number 1 on Kim Hessing. Ball was loose, a flurry ensued, and bonus situation. Both clubs are in the bonus.
Quincy's really done a good job of when the rebound's coming down to try to deny the outlet pass, and Grafton's been in that. She's been the one having all that pressure. She's been on the floor a lot. Yeah, Wellman going up the ball. Robbins tips it out to Grafton, trying to get out, but there's nowhere to go, and she's being pushed by Dusterhouse and double teamed, and Hessing and she both fight for it. Eventually, it goes with the foul. No free throw, though. That's only the second free throw that Rushville has missed today.
Yeah, back to live action, and the free throw was missed by Cindy Grafton. But bringing the ball across the 10-second line, Joyce Vinferlo turned it over. Vinferlo turned it over with a palming violation. Rushville has the basketball. They trail it by 4 at 46-42. Quincy disciplined back into their zone defense right now.
They're collapsing it deep to try to ensure Robbins is taking the shot.
Yeah, Robbins is checked back in. Inside, the shot was partially blocked. Amy Runkle looked to the hoop, and she drew the two-shot foul. And this one is going to be called on Susan Wellman. That's her fourth.
Rushville just is not intimidated by the larger Quincy Notre Dame Raiders.
There's a good look at Susan Wellman.
Both coaches going with their people all the way through. There's both Wellman and Robbins have 4 fouls, and both coaches leaving them in there.
This one is up and in by Amy Runkle. Two-shot violation. 46-43. Quincy Notre Dame by 3. Second throw. Peters off. Big rebound. Hessing had it, lost it. Tied up, but not long enough for a whistle. She wrestled it clear from Lori Fitzgerald. Here's Kim Hessing down. Hessing puts on the brakes while out on the floor to Joyce Vinferlo. Back to Hessing. A lot of time to go in the ballgame. 5:52. It's 46-43. Quincy Notre Dame. Dusterhouse, right side to Becky Winking. Winking looking inside. Cut off tough as, of course, Rushville back in its own defense. Almost looks like a 1-3-1 at this point.
Exactly what it is. And Wellman trying to come from the weak side inside.
And Hessing dropped it.
We just talked about turnovers as 2 successive ones.
That's right. It's like talking about free throw success.
The jinxed them.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what happens here. It's been a good one for the state Class A girls title. 46-43. Quincy Notre Dame by 3. Laurie Wells on the perimeter will not go. Susan Wellman holds it down for the Raiders. Her outlet pass off this time to Jane Dusterhouse. She brings it across. Puts on the brakes. Right back out to Vinferlo. Vinferlo to Hessing. Pretty good ball handling ball club, this Quincy team, despite the number of turnovers they've had here this afternoon. Generally speaking, handling pretty well. Lori Fitzgerald with a big steal. How are they going to call it? They call it on Fitzgerald.
Big chain of events right here. Fitzgerald thought she was fouled. Here's the steal. She makes the steal, and she's called for the foul.
Yeah, you could call that either way. I think that they must have called the initial contact because Fitzgerald definitely was fouled the second time around, but she probably did make contact reaching in. So that's her fourth.
That speed, you can't get a whistle on it quick enough.
Jane Dusterhouse at the line. 1-1. Got it. Duesterhaus. Jane Dusterhouse made the first free throw. They're going to try to ice her here a little bit. Timeout taken by Rushville. Jane Dusterhouse will be at the line as we resume play after the 4th foul called on Lori Fitzgerald. See Lori jogging back to her position on the floor. So there's some key people, Ann Finstone, and a lot of foul trouble for Rushville. Lori Fitzgerald with 4, and Terry Robbins with 4, and for Quincy Notre Dame, Susan Wellman with 4, and Lori Vogel with 4. Dusterhouse at the line. Rims it, rebound, pulled down by Terry Robbins. Robbins, 5'9" senior, and wrestles it clear now for Rushville.
Susan Wellman pulled her hands quickly away because she could have picked up her 5th right there.
Very easily. All right, here's Lori Fitzgerald to Lori Wells. Back to Fitzgerald off on the wing with 4:52 to go. In the middle, Hessing with the interception, and the foul has been called on Robbins, I believe. It is personal foul on Terry Robbins. That's her 5th, according to my figures. That is. Terry Robbins fouls out. Rushville loses Robbins with 4:50 to go in the ballgame. This will bring on Kim Kettering, but that's a big blow as Robbins fouls out with 3 buckets, 2 of 2 at the line, a total of 8 points.
Fine senior performer, Terry Robbins for Rushville Rockets. There's a pass inside to her, stolen by Winking, or rather by Hessing, and in trying to get it back, she fouls it.
22 points for Kim Hessing at the free throw line. Here's a good look at Kim. Eyes the bucket. on the way. Nothing but net, as they say.
You know, fouls are so crucial in basketball because it's the only game where you're disqualified from playing the rest of the game because there's a subjective rating.
Some people have suggested a penalty box like hockey. I like to see some coaches go 3-on-5. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I've been for it for a long time. I really think that's one of the changes that should occur.
Be an interesting rule change. Second throw by Hessing is good. 49-43. Quincy Notre Dame has nudged to a 6-point lead. Here is Laurie Fitzgerald, who has the kind of talent that can put Rushville right back in this one. To Cindy Grafton, although the Quincy Notre Dame defense has really put down the buttons in the second half. They've been very strong on the perimeter. Well shot, misfires, rebound. Fitzgerald is up and in. Laurie Fitzgerald almost off the back of her teammate, Kim Kettering. Ball came down. Kettering couldn't grab it. Fitzgerald poked it in. It's 49-45. Here's a steal by Fitzgerald. It's a two-point ball game. Two quick buckets. Laurie Fitzgerald banks it in.
You can't reach, though, because she's got 4.
49-47. Almost a travel on Kim Hessing. She pulls it up in the paint. Can't get it down. Rebound. Foul has been called on Amy Rushville, her third.
Well, actually, that's probably a pretty good foul because it was a definite 2-point. It was going to go in. At least you have to make her earn it at this point.
House goes out. Lori Vogel comes back in the ball game for Quincy Notre Dame. And at the line, it's going to be Kim Hessing. Or Becky Winking making. Winking's at the line, not Hessing.
Here's Fitzgerald on the anticipation steal. Nice move. Nice fake. Takes her up. Decides to go up with it. Nice follow through.
All right, Winking with big free throws. Got it. Well, she really whips that basketball back, too. High arch. Brings it back behind the ear and kind of slingshots it toward the hoop with authority. 10 points for Becky Winking.
She and Hessing are so much alike.
They do.
Swim down the low post there.
Second throw is up and in. 51-47. 4-point lead to Quincy Notre Dame. And a fine battle for the State Girls Class A Championship. Art Kimball and Ann Pinstone. Hope you're enjoying the action this afternoon. We'll be with you tonight at 8 o'clock. Chicago Maria and Peoria Richwoods for the AA State Championship. Pulling it up in the lane is Grafton. Can't get it down. Rebound the baseline. Laurie Fitzgerald has it for Rushville. Back out to Laurie Wells on the iron. No good. The rebound. Wellman bats it over. Finally picked up by Joyce Vinverlow. Vinverlow clears it off now to Kim Hessing, and the Raiders throw it away, but not without a tremendous effort by Laurie Vogel, who went diving out of bounds trying to make the save.
Ball went down court, but no one else saw it.
Laurie, I think, caught her hip on that floor pretty well out there, but state championship on the line, you heal in a hurry, don't you?
That's if you win it.
That's right. Otherwise, you're awfully sore. Double dribble on Laurie Fitzgerald, and she knew it. Laurie has got shamrocks on her socks. I've been noticing those all afternoon and haven't mentioned. Or four-leaf clovers, I guess, maybe. So far, they've been lucky for Rushville, but they're trailing here by 4 with 3:18 to go. Kim Hessing.
This is where you decide, do you pull it out, or do you keep playing your momentum off it?
I think it's a little early yet. 3:09 to go. As well as they've been playing, here is Becky Winking.
They're definitely slowing it down a bit, but they're not going in any type of delay. Looking for a good inside shot, trying to pull the defense out way wide.
Kim Hessing trying to penetrate along the baseline, but not really intently, as Ann points out. Here's Susan Wellman. Power move inside. That's a big bucket. Big field goal at that point as Wellman banked it off the glass. 53-47. 6-point lead now for the Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame. And we have a timeout taken by the Rushville Rockets. We'll be back at the Assembly Hall in just a moment. A little intensity here. Same general section of the state. With the basketball, Laurie Fitzgerald, and she's cut off and fouled by Joyce Vinverlow.
Good free throw shooter, so that's the real advantage for Rushville.
Normally, you say you don't want a situation like that where a foul develops and you stop the clock and put the trailing team at the line, but Fitzgerald, you can't very well let it go to the baseline, hit that pull-up jumper on you. 2:38 left to go. Fitzgerald is shooting 1-1. Got it. Fitzgerald now with a 17-point performance this afternoon for Rushville. One more throw coming to Fitzgerald. Her second shot. Rattles around and falls through. Got 18. 53-49. That's a 4-point game. And here's the travel.
Big travel right there. A big turnover because they're within 4. There's plenty of time. 2:34 to go.
Well, this is where you hope your press pays off if you're Rushville. You've been a good pressing team all year.
Both teams have excellent poise, and Quincy Notre Dame is not going to cause that try from turnaround, I don't think, too often.
Laurie Wells to Fitzgerald, back to Wells. Quincy sagging that zone back in. Fitzgerald on the iron, no good. Wellman tries to go for the rebound, deflects it over her teammate, Kim Hessing. Down quickly, Vitterloh. Inside to Winky. No bucket, traveling call.
That hustle by Laurie Wells getting back caused that travel call, and the ball is going to go back to Rushville.
2 minutes and 17 seconds. That can be an eternity in a basketball game. If you're ahead trying to protect the lead. If you're behind, it goes by very rapidly. Laurie Wells, 5'2" freshman point guard. Across to Laurie Fitzgerald, the number 33, Cindy Grafton. Grafton goes to the baseline. She cut off over there by Laurie Vogel of Quincy Notre Dame. Here's Fitzgerald, tripped up inadvertently, but a foul on Joyce Vitterloh, her fourth.
Venvelow's trying to get out of the wind. There just doesn't seem anything she can do because Fitzgerald's taking it right at her. She'll go to the line for 1-1 again. After the pass by Wells over to Fitzgerald, she's driving the right baseline, looking to see if there's any space. Wellman and Venverlow cutting her off, and Venverlow charged with a foul.
And Fitzgerald will be at the line. We have a timeout taken now by the Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame, and one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. On this one, Quincy Notre Dame 53, Rushville 49. Might give you the scoring leaders right now because we may not have time at the end of the ball game. 24 for Kim Hessing of Quincy Notre Dame, and 11 for Becky Winking, 9 for Susan Wellman, and Laurie Vogel has 6. The other 3, Jane Dusterhouse. And of course, with 18, Laurie Fitzgerald, who's at the line right there, leading Rushville, and she just made it 19 with a big clutch free throw. 53-50. Quincy Notre Dame lead has been pared to 3 points. She's the only player in double figures. Amy Runkle has 9, Terry Robbins 8, Laurie Wells 8. There's a second free throw up and in by Laurie Fitzgerald. She got a pair that weigh a ton, 53-51. Quincy Notre Dame by just a pair. Now what do you do, Coach? You spread it out now and really run it down, or you try to go in and pad it? They're going to try to pad it. Hessing from the side. Misses. Susan Wellman, short baseline jumper. Good. Susan Wellman with another big clutch field goal.
Marvin Smith yelling, get down the floor and play defense.
I've heard that a little bit a few times. 55-51, Quincy Notre Dame on the Wellman shot with 1 minute and 32 seconds left. Here's Laurie Wells to Laurie Fitzgerald, pulls it up on the baseline, can't shoot. The freshman Wells is free, on her iron, won't go. And on the rebound, a foul.
Going to be on Susan Wellman, I believe, and that'll be her 5th.
Yeah, Wellman, I think, called for pushing off, trying to get position. He does indeed foul out.
Probably more importantly is the fact that it stops the clock and they get the line with no seconds ticking up and they get a chance to score.
A lot of time left, 1 minute and 24 seconds. Susan Wellman contributed 5 field goals and 1 free throw.
Her point output was not as prolific as it has been, but what she's done defensively and on the board, just you can't measure today.
11 points, so we're going to have a timeout taken now. Timeout by the Raiders, 55-51, Quincy Notre Dame with 1:24 to go, and let's pause for this message. Senior, 2 out of 3 up there tonight.
Yeah, rebound for 5'10" Wellman.
Yep. 1-1.
Short.
Aram's off of there, and Kim Hessing with a big rebound for Quincy Notre Dame. The Raiders lead it by 4 with 1 minute and 17 seconds left. And right now, Rushville packed back in that zone into their 2-3. Raiders the ball handle around this with a 4-point lead. I'm certain 109 left. Hessing. The Dusterhouse, who just lost the basketball.
Plenty of time here.
Dusterhouse came in, absolutely. A minute to go. Quincy Notre Dame by 4, 55-51.
You need an outside bucket right here. Oh, big steal.
Big play by Becky Winking of Quincy Notre Dame. Intercepted the errant pass. 46 seconds left. The Raiders by 4 at 55-51.
Fowler. Fowler.
Foul number 1 on Laurie Wells. She went out and chopped Laurie Vogel pretty well with 38 seconds left. Vogel at the line. Big free throw.
Well, I'm sure Coach Ricky Green was telling the kids which kids to foul, and Vogel's not the one.
All right, we're going to another timeout taken here by Rushville. That's their final timeout, according to my figuring. 38 seconds left, Ann, and you know, sometimes you just don't have an option. And I think the thought there was immediately commit the foul, but Laurie Vogel was the leading scorer for Notre Dame coming in.
Well, the problem was that the girl with the ball was close to Lori Fitzgerald. She couldn't commit the foul because she has her fourth. So you had to take your chances and go as soon as after that pass.
What kind of scorer was Vogel on the regular season?
She was their leading scorer, averaging, I think, about 16, I think 16 points a game.
Both of these teams are good shooting ball clubs. Now, of course, it all hinges right now on the free throw shooting. If Vogel puts 2 down, Rushville's in a lot of trouble.
Very definitely with 38 seconds. I don't think you can emphasize good shooting enough. In the semifinals yesterday, Rushville set a record for the tournament for the game for field goal percentage, shooting 66% from the field. And then the next semifinal game, Quincy Notre Dame came right back, shot 71% in one half, and a total for 68% for the game. Now, that's just torrid shooting.
Yes, I think that's maybe the biggest improvement in girls basketball in recent years. The shooting percentages have just gone up and up and up because the girls are better shooters.
Well, it's not only that, they're taking much better shot selection.
Well, that does make a difference. And now you sound like a coach, Ann.
Sorry about that.
We can get to a lengthy talk about shot selection and shot recognition. Here's Lori Vogel, 1-and-1. Ann Pinstone was right. Not the right one to foul. Lori hit nothing but the bottom of the net. 56-51, Quincy Notre Dame by 5.
Same margin they won the earlier February matchup with.
Second throw, dips out, rebound, big board, pulled down by Amy Runkle. Runkle gets it off quickly on the drive. Fitzgerald pulls it up and got it! Lori Fitzgerald with 22 points. Roared back down, 56-53. Quincy Notre Dame by 3. Fitzgerald was fouled out of the ballgame. Lori Vogel will be at the free throw line, but Lori Fitzgerald got on the step ladder, had to commit the foul. Time running out.
I didn't.
There you see Lori Fitzgerald, who had 22 here this afternoon. Fouls out with 24 seconds left. 22-point performance. 10 in the first half, 12 in the second half. Kim Hessing with 24 for Quincy Notre Dame, who's the leader right now. Here's Susan Wellman coming down to shake hands with Lori Fitzgerald. They both fouled out. 2 fine athletes at the free throw line. Lori Vogel.
I don't think we can emphasize enough the athletic ability of both these teams. You don't often get teams with 10 athletes like these two teams have.
True. A lot of talent out there. Free throw by Vogel. Rebound, control. All down by Amy Runkle.
It's not over yet.
Runkle gets it off quickly. In the ball game now is Rhonda Maxwell, who falls to the floor, deflected out of bounds. And they're going to say off the fingertips, I believe, of Becky Winke. When Lori Fitzgerald fouled out, Rhonda Maxwell, a 5'5" freshman, came in, and again, Marvin Smith's going to take a timeout period. As we're down to 16 ticks of the clock, 56-53, Quincy Notre Dame by 3, but Ann Rushville's going to have the basketball.
Well, I'm sure he's going to caution his players that if you're going to have to do anything, allow the shot, but do not foul. Get it out, get it down, and then hang on to that basketball. It's a valuable piece of property on the floor.
Well, it's been a tremendous battle right now. The last thing he wants is any possibility of a three-point play on the inside, and with Lori Fitzgerald out of there, I would guess that Vicki Green probably is setting up something now to go inside, wouldn't you? 16 seconds all that remain.
Well, either that or a screen for probably Wells, who's probably the best outside shooter right there.
You have to remember, I think, also, not only has Rushville just lost Lori Fitzgerald on fouls, but with 4:50 to go in the ballgame, they lost Terry Robbins, their most dominant player inside. So unless Grafton or Runkle can shake free on the inside, they just about have to go outside. Now, Amy Kettering is out there now as well, is she not?
Yes, she is.
So they have 3 players of the inside variety. Well, we'll see.
And of course, the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders have they've been #1 all year, and this is where the pressure comes about, and the athletic maturity also holds true.
Susan Wellman is fouled out for Quincy Notre Dame. She left with 1:24 to go, so the Raiders have lost 1 key player, and 2 key players have been lost by Rushville. Inbounded. All right, here's Grafton on the pull-up. Can't get it down. Rebound, loose, and Lori Vogel comes out of it for Quincy Notre Dame with 8 seconds. She's tripped up in the defensive zone. The foul is on Cindy Grafton. And that should probably pretty well seal things with 7 seconds left. Cindy Grafton was shaken up, and so was Lori Vogel.
Quite a collision there at midcourt.
There are some bruises being incurred in this ball game. It has been a very, very tough physical contest, and Vicki Green, I think, is going to substitute here for Grafton.
I think it's as much frustration as it is pain.
Yeah, she took a pretty good jolt.
Yes.
So did Lori Vogel. Lori doesn't look like she's exactly in the lap of luxury at the other free throw line either. Here's Grafton coming out. Tremendous effort on the part of the youngsters on both of these ball clubs. And boy, have they come a long way. Quincy Notre Dame, if they hang on, are going to finish at 30-0 with the state title. And the worst Rushville can do is 29-3. That's the very worst. Here's Lori Vogel at the line. Well, she's 1 out of 3. He got her down.
She has been tremendous at the free throw line here in the last remaining seconds.
7 points for Lori Vogel. Only 7 seconds left, and it's 57-53, Quincy Notre Dame. Second throw, in and out, no good. Will not drop. Up quickly, Rushville. 1 second, it's all over. The ball fired up on the backboard by Terry Maxwell, and the game is history. And Quincy Notre Dame prevails in a great battle for the Class A state championship. The final here, Quincy Notre Dame 57, Rushville 53. Pacing the attack, Kim Hessing with 24 points for the Raiders from Notre Dame, 22 points for Laurie Fitzgerald. The third place game this afternoon to Walter Lutheran over Bloomington Central Catholic, 67-64. But Quincy Notre Dame, as you can see the celebration, reigns as state girls Class A basketball champions. Marvin Smith, the winner, to be congratulated, and certainly our congratulations go to a fine Rushville team coached by Vicki Green. That's the story on this one. We'll be with you tonight at 8 o'clock for our coverage of the AA state championship battle between the Mystics from Chicago Maria and the Knights from Peoria Richwood. This is Art Kimball for myself and Ann Pinstone, wishing you a very pleasant good afternoon, inviting you to join us tonight at 8 o'clock from the Assembly Hall.
You've been watching another championship event. Your network sponsors have been